There is literally no good spot in this car to film because of the sun and just because there's no little proppy stands. But anyway, welcome back to my channel. That was me this morning, just quickly grabbing a oat bar before the gym. Usually I'd probably get some toast, but to be totally honest with you, my food scales are broken, so it was easier for me to just grab an oat bar because I am obviously tracking at the moment with trying to lose weight. But anyway, bar that. So today's video is going to be probably a bit of a what I eat in a day. I might try and film a bit of my gym session that I'm going to do now and just update you a little bit on how I'm doing with dieting and things like that, and I might go in a little bit more into things like calories and macros. Haven't quite decided yet, but you'll find out in the rest of this video. But yeah, probably just a little bit of a day with me kind of thing. I'm actually working from home today, so it won't necessarily be the most exciting video, but you can kind of just see little snippets of what I'm doing. And the weather is supposed to be amazing today, so I'm hoping I might be able to work outside, which is amazing in England when you get to do days like that. But yeah, I've been debating whether to do this kind of video because obviously I've done what I eat in the days before where I've been eating like 2,500 calories, and obviously this is very different. But actually, hopefully you'll be able to see from the video that I'm still eating a really decent amount of food, and you know, it's not restrictive, I'm not starving, I'm just being a bit more mindful of some of the choices and foods that I'm choosing. So rather than having like a 300 calorie snack, which is like a protein bar, I'll maybe having something like 200 calories, which is maybe something that's a little bit more filling, so like avocado on rice cakes, or a high protein yogurt. So I'm just making different choices, particularly around some of the protein snacks that I used to eat. I mean, I absolutely love them, but they are high calories and they're not necessarily very filling. Anyway, I've already gone off on a complete ramble, but yeah, I just want to actually introduce the video, and hopefully, like I say, I'll try and film some bits in the gym for you. I am going to be doing a leg workout this morning, so it's mainly going to be squats, mainly in deadlifts, and split squats. Ooh, I hate split squats. And I might do like hip thrusts and a few different things. I am following a program at the moment, but I'm actually only going to the gym 4 times this week, so I might combine like 2 of my leg sessions just to hit some of the bigger exercises that I would normally do. I have actually pulled my hamstring. I did it bizarrely and really annoyingly. I did it last week when I wasn't actually exercising, when I was off on holiday. I did it while walking, which is just an absolute pain. Anyway, I've just tried this and it's really nice. I saw loads of people on Instagram. I'm usually a Monster kind of girl or a Knocko kind of girl, but Melon Mania Rain, recommend if you're into pre-workouts. So I'm just being a bit mindful of that because obviously I don't want to make it any worse. So I'll see how that feels today. I've actually not trained lower body since Monday for that reason. So today's Friday, so it's been 4 days since I've actually done your legs, and I've done that purposefully. So hopefully it feels a little bit better today, but if not, I'll just have to mainly do quad focused exercises and glutes, and I won't do any direct hamstring exercises. But yeah, I'll catch you in there. You can see I generally tend to start my sessions with it's probably about 5-10 minute warm up, so it's quite a big warm up, but actually I just feel a lot more ready to go into a session doing that. So I tend to do just some like hip openers, stretch the hamstrings, just a few like dynamic stretches, and then I'll do maybe a little bit of core work as well, because that always helps when you're going to go into squats. And then I'll do some squats and maybe a bit of glute activation if it's going to be a leg day. I think it's just really important. I tend to also do a 5-10 minute walk on the treadmill before I do my warm up, and just feel like, particularly when you train in the morning, just feel like your body's like warmed up and ready, and it kind of, I feel like I'm a lot more flexible then when I go into my exercises as opposed to if I had just come in and started with squats. So yeah, definitely recommend doing that if you don't already, as it does really help with like flexibility, movement, and just getting your muscles ready really, particularly for when you're going to be then going into like quite heavy compound lifts. Yeah, that was really good. I love French toast, and this is why I kind of wanted to do what I eat in a day. So already for breakfast I've had like an oat bar, I've had French toast, and you know, it doesn't feel restrictive, it doesn't feel like I'm on lower calories. I mean, things like the syrup that I added to the French toast was 0-calorie syrup from Myprotein. So little swaps like that can make quite a big difference, like kind of calories are eaten without feeling like you're not getting enough food. And making sure things like carbs are really high, particularly when you're training, or obviously as high as they can be within the calories and macros you're aiming for. So I'm still having bread, I'm still having oats, I'm still eating lots of, every single meal I'm adding quite a lot, I'm adding as much carbs as I can to it, because that's kind of what keeps you going, as well as obviously of course protein, because that keeps you fuller for longer. And then I think all macros are important, because for me, obviously the healthy fats, I'm making sure I hit a certain number for that, because I don't want my body to go below a certain level, as I know healthy fats are so important, particularly for like hormonal health and everything, which is obviously important to me with trying to keep my period and that sort of thing. And I did a post yesterday on Instagram, and I think I mentioned in my previous video that I'm not going to go below the weight that I was when I got my period back, because obviously I know that was probably a really good weight for me, and my body was happy at that weight, because obviously that's when I got my period back. So I won't go below that. I'm actually really only trying to lose the extra weight that I put on after that for the like following sort of 6 or 7 months. And it's not a lot, but it'll be enough for me to then kind of recomp a little bit and go into like a muscle building phase, looking a little bit leaner, and obviously then hopefully build in a bit more muscle as opposed to adding a lot of fat alongside muscle. So that was my training session that you've just seen. I also did the, is it glute drive or hip thruster? Glute drive machine, I think it's called. I also did that, but it's really hard to film that and there was loads of people around, so I missed that exercise out in terms of filming. But it was a really good session. My hamstrings were absolutely fine. I did go easy on the RDLs, so fairly lightweight, nothing too heavy, but actually it did feel fine. And I only did that one real hamstring focused exercise as well. So I would normally have done leg curls, but I just decided to leave them out and just give myself a little bit longer to kind of make sure that hamstring's okay. And I got my scales from Tesco's, whoop whoop. And I also wanted to talk a little bit about tracking. So I've previously tracked for a couple of years. I didn't then track I didn't track for probably about a year or so, a year or two even, before I started HA recovery. So I was intuitively eating then, but obviously that led to me probably not eating enough calories. And I'm now tracking again because I need to obviously hit a certain level of calories and macros for the weight loss phase that I'm in, and it's really hard to do that intuitively without tracking. But what I wanted to say is that it depends how you approach tracking, and it depends what your thoughts are on tracking. So for me, even previously when I've tracked, I've never used it to control. I've never felt controlled by it. I've never felt like it restricts me more. It doesn't really have any impact on me. I can pretty much put the numbers in and it's a number. So that's why now I can go back to it, because it's just, for me, I just see it as a tool to help me reach my goal, but I don't in any way see that as hindrance, or it's not impacting me mentally having to record what I'm eating. Like I say, I just purely see it as data, as a tool, and I do think it's really useful, but I'll only probably do it for this little weight loss phase, and maybe initially as I'm building back up to maintenance, and then I'll probably kind of step away from it again, because I don't need to track. I kind of have a good idea anyway, and I've always said that to you, I kind of know what's in food just from tracking previously. But yeah, I do think it is a really useful tool, particularly if you've got a certain goal and you're trying to do something in a relatively quick amount of time, because you don't want to prolong the amount of time you're in a dieting phase. So if I can be consistent with it, then I'll be able to get out of it sooner. Whereas I think if you're not tracking and you're trying to do it intuitively, I think it would take you a lot longer to reach that goal, and I don't want to be in a deficit for that long. I'm aiming to do it within a couple of months, and I've already hit a month. I'm hoping to just do maybe like another month of it, and then I'll start, I guess, lean bulking, or whatever you want to call it, reverse dieting up to maintenance, and then maybe a small surplus just to build some muscle. So yeah, the next time you probably see me will be lunch. So now back from a walk. Oh my god, that was amazing. Like just walking along the beach, like dipping my feet in the water. It's like, I literally love working from home when the weather's good, because it's so nice to be able to just go to the beach during lunchtime. Anyway, so yeah, it's lunch. I've got really simple, one of my favourites at the moment. It's in fairness, it's very similar to a lunch that I would have had before doing this diet, so it's not actually that different. It's chicken sausages, sweet potato and veg. So the only real difference is I used to add cheese, and I'd probably have had slightly more carbs, just like maybe like a little bit of extra potato or rice. And I still do occasionally have rice, but I just fancy sweet potato. And I've also got actually avocado on, which I normally wouldn't have added, just for extra fats that I'm not getting in other meals. So yeah, in terms of calories, it's actually very similar. Like I say, the main thing that I've generally cut out is more some of the snacks that I would have rather than the main meals, which is a bonus because that's why I'm not actually so hungry. It doesn't look very appetizing at all. But basically what I did was put 3 chicken sausages, cut up some sweet potato, which I'd sort of microwave just to soften, and then covered it in Nando's hot sauce. So I just use this one, Nando's marinade hot, and yeah, it's really nice just to add like some nice flavour, and it's actually like quite good macros and things. So this is gonna look like the worst plate of food ever, but I promise you it tastes good. And then the other bit I have is just a load of veg, which I would have previously done, so I've not changed anything that way. I've always loved veg, even when I was like really putting on weight, I ate loads of veg. I really just microwave my veg, so just put the veg in a bowl and put a little bit of water in and microwave it for however many minutes, like 3 or something. And I've got basically kale, courgette, broccoli and green beans. I love like any type of veg, so I'll sometimes have like mange tout, sugar snap peas, asparagus, basically anything. I'm a big old fan of the vegetables. A little bit of seasoning. And a bit of Myprotein barbecue sauce. This is something else that I used to have even when I wasn't dieting, because I just love it. I love barbecue flavour, so I just kind of add a little bit of this on the side. It looks like a really like decent plate of food. It's not like I'm eating just like, you know, lettuce leaves. So yeah, chicken sausages. I've got the avocado there, veg, sweet potato, barbecue sauce. That was good, 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 good. Kind of spicy though. I keep forgetting how hot the Nando's hot is. Really hot. So for a little dessert, I've got jelly. Just love jelly. I eat jelly all the time, and it's not because actually it's low in calories or it's just something sweet. I've always eaten jelly after lunch. Jelly and usually a kiwi, but today I've got a orange. So it's already like 2 o'clock, which is crazy. I think it's because I went for that walk. Time has flown. So I'm going to continue working. I'm actually going to stay inside for a little bit longer because just after being out this morning, I've been in the sun this morning, and at lunch I feel a bit like pinky. So yeah, definitely don't want to burn, even though I have got suntan lotion on, but anywho. So yeah, I'm going to just do a little bit more work, and then I'll catch up with you if I have some snacks. And then I'm thinking for dinner tonight, I might do some tofu and black bean tacos or something. Had a shower and I've been for like another 10-15 minute walk just to get a little bit more fresh air and a few more steps in, and like I've done like 10k, which is what I usually aim for. I just get so hot and sweaty with suntan lotion on, so that's why I just had to get a shower, and then I went back out again to put more suntan lotion on. Stupid. Anyway, it's dinner time. So I'm having, like I said, tofu and black bean tacos. I've already started making up the taco mix. So basically, I've just fried off some onions, peppers, black beans, tofu, like a taco-y seasoning mix, and some chopped tomatoes. And then I'm gonna have a mix. So I only had 2 of the soft boat tacos left, so I'm gonna have 2 of those, and then one of the crunchy ones. And just have it with loads of salad, and yeah, I just absolutely love a taco. And normally if I'm eating with my boyfriend, it would be beef we would have, because he doesn't really do veggie food. So when he's not in and he's not in this evening, I go for veggie, because I just really enjoy veggie food. I used to be vegetarian. If you'd see my other videos, you'll know I've mentioned it. So I still love vegetarian food. I just don't have it quite so much as I used to. So yeah, so I'm gonna layer these up. tacos. So good. As you can see, still loads of carbs, good proteins, like really filling food, like not diet food, that's for sure. I don't do diet food. Tacos demolished. I was gonna do a time lapse of me eating them and then realize how messy tacos are to eat and how like nobody wants to watch that. So yeah, didn't do a time lapse in the end. Just thought I'd quickly probably chat and end the video here. I am still gonna have dessert, don't worry. Dessert's still occurs during my diet. But I probably will be in my pajamas and chilling out. So I'll show you a clip of it, but I'll end the video here. And basically this is quite a typical day for me at the moment. My calories stay the same whether I'm exercising or not. So training and non-training days, my calories are exactly the same. So my maintenance calories were around 2,300, 400, and I've reduced it down to around 1,900 calories. So I wasn't sure whether to share, but I actually thought, well, you know, we're all individual, so I presume no one watching this video will just suddenly think, well, I'm going to go on those calories to lose weight. They were set by my coach that I work with sort of kind of on a loose basis. She recommended we went to that calories in order for it to be enough of a deficit, like I spoke about earlier, that it would be a fairly quick process rather than dropping it by like 100 calories or 200 calories. So it is a reduction in 400 calories. But like I've said, I don't know, yes, I get hungry a little bit at times, but I don't notice it that much at all. Probably because I was eating quite high calorie snacks. It's quite easy to remove them and swap them for slightly lower calories. So anyway, I hope this was useful. Please like and subscribe if you aren't already. I would really appreciate it. I keep debating whether to continue with YouTube. It's a bit of a tough game and it takes a lot of time and effort to do the videos and then obviously edit them. That, you know, if you don't actually, a lot of people aren't actually seeing them, then it's not ideal. But I definitely appreciate you subscribe if you aren't already, and let me know what else you'd like to see, or whether you'd like to see more of these. Or even if you still got HA topics that I haven't covered yet you want me to talk about, I still want that to be a big part of this channel as well. So it's not like I'm not gonna talk about HA anymore. It's just that I've got a slightly different goal, so I've got a slightly different focus, but still happy to cover things. So yeah, let me know in the comments below and I will catch you in the next video.